Today's thought of the day is a good one. Okay, so yesterday is but a dream, tomorrow is only a vision, but today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness and every tomorrow a vision of hope. I love that. Today is all we have, tomorrow isn't promised, and I know for me for a long time I was a rear view mirror liver. I was always looking at what had happened in the past. I was always beating myself up over those things. And I had a hard time surrendering stuff and letting things go. And I finally it was exhausting. It's exhausting living in the past, and it's exhausting wargaming in the future. And so if you try and just kind of lean into today and do the very best you can, yesterday is behind us, right? All we have is today. All that matters is right now. What the things that you think, the actions you choose to take, the choices you make today. And so as an overplanner, which we talked about yesterday, I can sometimes obsess about the future, but it doesn't do me any good. So I started sharing about my postpartum depression struggle a little bit, and it plays into that too, like just the comparison and like beating yourself up over wherever you're at and maybe not being good enough or not feeling like you're resilient enough or all those things. I really struggled with that when I was early in motherhood and just feeling so overwhelmed and exhausted. When you're exhausted, everything is harder, truth. But I feel like there's still kind of some shame around postpartum and motherhood in general. Like if you complain about it, like we all complain about it kind of teasingly, jokingly, there's memes, I just want to pee in peace and all that, but it's a legitimate thing. Like motherhood can be really hard and it can be really isolating, and so it's really important to find your tribe. It's really important to invest in yourself and to take time for you. I know how hard it is. Today I had to convince myself to go get a pedicure. Like my feet were snagging on the carpet. I'm like, this is gross. It's a fire hazard. I'm gonna rip my sheets, and not in a good way. So I went and got a pedicure with a girlfriend, and it filled my cup. And it wasn't that big of an investment, time-wise or money, honestly, and it made me feel good. It made me feel pretty. It made me feel like I was important. And granted, I didn't have any kids with me, so it wasn't like I was painting an example for them, but still, like, it's important to do that. We're not just machines. We're not just to-do lists. It's not about just checking boxes and going through life in this kind of, like, robotic state, which early in motherhood, it's okay if you're beating yourself up because that's normal, right? It's survival mode, it's coffee, it's whatever your kid's show is on repeat, and that's okay. That's okay. So, you just don't compare yourself to other moms, and don't shit on yourself if you're not feeling like you're the best mom that you want to be. You're exactly the mom that you're supposed to be for your kid. And if you're worried about doing a good enough job in motherhood, well, you've just proven that you're an awesome mom, because crappy moms don't worry about that. Crappy moms are going to leave their kids unattended with a box of Fruit Loops, and they're going to go get high or something like that. Is that you? That's not you. You're my people. So I know that you're good moms. I know that even if you are struggling, you're still doing the very best that you can. And we're going to talk about it more, because I think it's important to talk about. And I haven't talked about it really just because it wasn't a good time in my life. It wasn't happy. I don't want to think about it. I feel sad, and I feel I'm not embarrassed, but it was really hard. It was really, really hard, and I felt really abandoned. I didn't have a mom village yet. I didn't know where to find one. I was still kind of like, I'm on my own program. I can do this myself. I've got my husband, like whatever. But you need a village. You need to have support. You need to know that you're not alone, because you're not alone, and you're not the first person that's gone through it. So if you're really in the thick of it and you feel like it's just too hard and that you're just failing and sucking ass, I'm telling you that you're not, and I'm telling you that it does get easier a little bit. Mostly you just get better. You figure it out. You grow and evolve as a mom, and yeah, you just get better. So no beating yourself up. It's okay for things to suck a little. It's okay. But just remember that this test, this hard, this suck, this season is temporary, right? And it's a part of your testimony. I heard that today when I was listening to some personal development. I love Joel Osteen. I love him. And he was talking about your test that you're going through right now. It's part of your testimony. And that looks differently for everyone. I'm not saying you're going to be like, speaking to millions of people, but maybe someday in a couple of years, you're going to have another mama friend who's really going to be struggling with what you're struggling with. And you're going to be able to look back and be like, you know what? That really shitty, hard, raw, difficult time that felt like I was just failing and sucking and the worst, epically awful person ever, I went through that so I could help this friend, or I went through that so that I could offer this advice. And it's just about sharing your journey, honestly. That's what I do. That's all I'm doing coming on here is sharing my journey and sharing my heart and sharing my real. And we're going to talk about this a lot more because I think we need to. I think we need to de-shame it and demystify it, and it's okay for things to be really hard. You got this. You can do hard things, my friends. So make today fantastic and amazing. You're the driver of your bus. And so if today's been really hard, I'm giving you permission right now to hit your imaginary red button and reset it all. Take a quick shower, throw on some lipstick, tell yourself you can handle it, because you can. That's your truth. Yep, that's your truth.